What's good, y'all? What's the numbers TV? It's your boy Po Ro. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and like a video if you appreciate the content that Po Ro and What's the Numbers that I provided. Today we back with another profile piece. This was on the rapper Jinx the Juvie out of Brownsville, Brooklyn. Jinx the Juvie first broke into the music industry around 13 years old when legendary rapper Kool G Rap takes a liking to him and signs him to his label Igloo Entertainment. He starts to shop Jinx the Juvie around to try to get him a record deal when eventually Def Jam Records signs him, and now him and Russell Simmons start developing a relationship. The relationship becomes so close that Russell starts to look at Jinx the Juvie as his own son, and after hearing that different things that's happening in his neighborhood as far as like Jinx getting shot or Jinx dealing run-ins with police, he ends up moving Jinx out the Brownsville neighborhood to try to give him the best chance for he could succeed in his music career. Now even after Jinx ends up leaving Def Jam and he goes independent with his music, him and Russell Simmons still maintain a very tight relationship, to the point where Russell ends up getting his own situation again with the Russell Simmons music group. Jinx is a part of that also. Eventually that situation, the music group that Russell Simmons started, doesn't exist no more, but he still works with Jinx closely and tries to help him in any musical endeavors that he had moving forward. Now, in 2008, Jinx is back independent, so he's not as busy as he once was. Maybe the money isn't coming in as much musically, so he's out in the neighborhood, he's chilling in Brownsville, he's hanging out, and he ends up getting shot in the head. He ends up getting grazed after a situation that happens, but he does end up living. So after the shooting in 2008, Jinx the Juvie heals up and continues to release music independently. But as you know, when you're an independent artist, the whole financial burden of your career falls on you. You got to have the money to pay for the studio time, the videos, the travel, the wardrobe. And it looks like Jinx, to support his career, ends up taking a step back into the streets, where he admitted that he was hustling since he was about 13 years old. But once music came into his life, he put that to the side and focused on his music. Well, it looks like he's back into the game, because in 2013, he ends up getting a probation after a drug charge. And in 2014, a big case comes down out of Binghamton, New York, a Mac Ball of blood indictment, and he's a part of that. And now he's facing life in prison for his role in the drug conspiracy. So the case out of Binghamton was a pretty serious indictment, had a lot of different people in it. Another person that you guys might know was Coke Boy Flip from the whole French Montana Coke Boys. He was in the same indictment, even though him and Jinx the Juvie didn't have no dealings with each other, being that they was in a town that they didn't have too many resources. They had to use the same stash houses or the same runners, or they dealt with the same gang members up there. So he ended up putting them all together in the same indictment. Now, what they're saying Jinx did was basically he ended up getting some type of drugs and handing them off to another gang member who would go to Binghamton and sell them and give them back what Jinx was charging. Now, they also got him on phone records basically saying about moving around with a gun. You know how a lot of people that sell drugs, they say run around with a gun for protection, and they got him on phones talking about, getting the grip and this and that. So they get hit with an extra 5-year enhancement for the gun charge. Now in 2016, Jinx basically saying, let me just cop out to these charges. Hopefully I get 7 to 10 years. I'm going to take the gun charge. I'm going to take the drug dealing charge. And, hopefully I'll be out before I'm 40. But when he goes to get sentenced in 2016, the judge ends up hitting him with a 25-year sentence. Basically he won't be out till 2035. Now, a lot of people are looking at it like he got railroaded. Like, why would he cop out to 25 years? You know what I'm saying? Why would he just take a trial or wait it out and see if he can get something better? So where he ends up writing a letter saying that he didn't know he was going to get 25 years. He tried to cop out to get 10. He got railroaded basically. And he's hoping that, maybe through appeals or different things like that, he'll get a time reduction or something. Now, I know a lot of you guys saying like, damn, why didn't he just continue to mess with Russell Simmons? Why didn't he have Russell Simmons for some money if he was broke, if he needed something? Why was he out there selling drugs and doing this, that, and the third? But you're getting older. He was pushing 30. We don't know how much Russell did for him in his life, or even the status of their relationship at the time. Or maybe he just didn't want to be a man, didn't want to continue to go asking Russell Simmons for help, because he wanted to do it his own. We don't know exactly what was the case or what was his train of thought at the time. But, it's a quick piece on Jinx the Juvie. Some of y'all might not know who he is as far as musically, or maybe you do, maybe you don't. But, if you was around the early 2000s, he was out a lot of DVDs, so he had a major deal, was very close to Russell Simmons. And it's sad that his life ended up where he's in the can right now doing 25 years. But this What's the Numbers TV. It's your boy Po Ro. If you're messing with the content, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Go check the Instagram out. And just keep checking out What's the Numbers TV and be on the lookout for your boy, man. I'm out of here. Peace.